bombs are coming out of nowhere, and you just don't know what's going to happen each day. How much of that affects your music?
I think the main reason of musicians in Israel to do music is to forget about all this situation. When me and Erez, we used to live there, we didn't think about it because we were occupied by our own world, and our own world was sitting on a studio and making music, and we were doing it day and night, and partying and stuff. So you don't really, and when you're Israeli, you don't really live the situation, because what you read about in the paper say, how can you live there, It's basically not that bad, Of course, you know how news makes everything bigger and more extreme, but this is what we make music for, to forget what's going on. And yeah, it was pretty good times. And you know what, I love Israel. I love going there, I love visiting there, and I hope in the future that I can have a house there and here, both places. That would be great.
Well, tell me about life in LA now. I mean, you can't get any further in the world from the Middle East to Los Angeles, where it just seems like there's never a problem. Everything's fine. Everything's great except for traffic. Tell me about life in LA and being in the. It's funny. You identified yourself in kind of the trance world, but not to lead listeners in the wrong direction, but you're a real functioning band. I mean, there's a percussion, and I know you have a guitar player, and what's that like?
First of all, living in LA is a really chilled out place for us compared to Israel, and me and Erez adjusted really fine because the weather is great. There's so many Israelis over there, so we kind of felt at home straight away. We have our own grocery shops, and all stuff, so the move was kind of easy. What was good about it in the beginning, because nobody knew us when we moved to Los Angeles, we had a lot of spare time on our hands, so we started producing straight away. And then started making shows and stuff, and adding, of course, the percussionists and transferring into a band, In the beginning, we were like normal DJs behind big tables, tweaking machines. Nobody knew exactly what we were doing in the live act, so we said, you know what? Let's add vocals, guitar, drums, and it was a transaction for us. And it took us some time. Today we're a full band on stage. It went really well, A lot of people kind of saw the live show and said, wow, I really can relate to that. So I think it's been good to us, really good, and everything is going well. And yeah, we even crossed over to some other genres, if you can hear in the album. We have heavy metal, we have, singers from that division, like Jonathan Davis, Perry Farrell, in this album. As mentioned before, as a secret end of the track, we have, Doors remixes and stuff like that. And we've been doing a lot of stuff to push ourselves and to be considered as an electronic band, not only as a trance band. So it's been great.
So the Doors remix with the original Jim Morrison vocals.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that and where people can hear it, and if we're even allowed to.
Yeah, sure. It's on the album. It's the last track on the album. It was a project that me and Erez done. We remixed a few tracks of the Doors. We got the original recording from the 60s and the 70s, which was great, And actually had Ray Manzarek, the keyboard player, come and play it with us. We had Krieger, the guitar. It was kind of a project that was done for Warner. And one of the tracks, Riders on the Storm, came out in the album. So it's the last piece of the album. It kind of came in the last minute, so we added it to the album. And I think it really suits Infected Mushroom because we're kind of a psychedelic band of this time, and they were a psychedelic band of that time. So it's kind of...
Yeah, it's hard to really categorize Infected Mushroom because there's so much that's involved into it. It's really, it was exciting for me to see you perform in Miami, and for people that are hearing Infected Mushroom for the first time right now, I urge you to go out and see them perform because, and buy the record too. But I urge you to go out and see them perform because it's really, to me, the first thing that I thought was, I've never seen anything like this before. And I know you talked about Paul Oakenfold seeing what you do and getting excited. Is that something that you keep in mind when you do perform and when you record, that no one's ever done this kind of thing before? You're almost in that pioneer category.
Well, this is, when we do the music especially, we always try to be pioneer. We always try to find new sounds. We always try to do something that is very diverse and very interesting. Sometimes to our advantages, sometimes to our disadvantages, because, as you said, you cannot categorize us. This is sometimes good, but this is sometimes very hard, because, like, let's say if you push this album, as radio, stuff like that, people don't know where to put it, is it rock, is it electronic, is it stuff, but for me and Erez, that's what keeps us interested, you know. And we like doing it. And of course, our live show, we've been working it so hard to make it, you know, something unique, because I want you to come to a show and say, yeah, I never seen something like that, and be blown away. And that you said that you really did enjoy it, and so I did my job, you know, so it's great.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. And I immediately went online and wanted to read about you guys and hear some more music that I hadn't heard before. So it was it was an exciting experience for me, because you know, rarely in the music industry do you hear something that's that exciting and that new. So
cool.
Congratulations, you know, to both of you.